Alright, time for the solutions for the review for the walkaway 8. This is all on geometric transformations. On the first four here, you're just writing the function. Like, what do you do with your coordinates when you move your shape right 3, 5 up, left 2, 1 down, 4 right, 2 down, and 1 left, 3 up? If you're going to move right, you take your x value, and you're going to add how far right you want to go. This one's going to be 3, so x plus 3. If you want to move up, you're going to take your y values and you're going to add how far up you want to go. We want to go 5. On 2, if you want to go left, you need to subtract how far you want to go left. That's 2. If you want to go down, you subtract from your y that much. And that's it. And so notice how, like, this looks like a point. This is the x part, this is the y part, it's got a comma in between them. So that's all you're doing on this. On this one, if you want to go 4 right, you're going to take x and you're going to add 4. If you want to go 2 down, you take y and you subtract 2. On the next one, if you want to go left, you subtract. If you want to go up, you add on the y. And that's your functions. On 5, it gives you this translation here. You need to subtract 2 from x and add 3 to the y. If you're subtracting 2, that's going left 2. Adding 3 to the y makes you go up 3. So left 2, up 3, and you just do that for all of your coordinates. So here's your a prime, b, left 2, up 3. It's going to put it right there. B prime's right there. D, left 2, up 3. Is going to put D prime right there. And then C, left 2, up 3. There's your C prime. Once you have that, connect it up, and there's your shape translated. Make sure you're labeling your vertices of the image, because we want to know which ones correspond to what. Moving on to this one, reflecting over the x-axis. When you're reflecting, I highly recommend drawing a line where the line you're reflecting over, because once you realize what it is, you just count how far it is to one of your points, and you go that far the other direction. So C is currently 1 above my line, so I go 1 below, and that's where my new C is going to be. There's C prime. A is currently 4 above, so I need to go 4 below my line, and that's going to put it right there. B is 2 above, so I need to go 2 below to get my new spot for B. B prime's there. Once you have it, connect it up, and you're all ready to go. Moving over to 7, reflecting over the y-axis. I'm going to highlight that I'm reflecting over this. Again, how far to one direction you go on the line, that's how far you go in the other direction to get your new point. And so B is 1 to the left. To get B prime, you need to go 1 to the right. A is 4 to the left, so you need to go 4 to the right. And there's your new A prime. C is 5 to the left, so you go 5 to the right to get your new C prime. Once you have that, those 3, connect them up, and you're ready to go. Moving on to 8. If you're reflecting over the line y equals 2, draw that line. The line y equals 2 is actually right here. All the y values along this line are 2. The x's can change value, but the y has to be 2. And so that's why it's a horizontal line, even though it says y equals, and typically y is like a vertical issue. It's a horizontal line. Again, once you have your line, count how far each vertex is, and figure out the distance and go the same distance the other direction. A is 1 below, so A prime is going to be 1 above. B is 2 above, so B prime is going to be 2 below. C is on the line, and so C prime is also going to be on the line. Once you have those, connect them up, you're ready to go. Moving over to 9, the line x equals -2, you go over here where x is -2, and it's a vertical line. Every time you have x equals a number, that line is going to be a vertical line. Same thing for previous reflections, count how far each point is, go that same distance the other direction. B is 1 to the right, so B prime is going to be 1 to the left. A is on the line, so A prime is going to be on the line, same spot. C is to the right, so you go to the left to get your C prime. We now have all three vertices connected up. Makes it like a little butterfly thing. Moving on to the next ones, you have to write the transformation rule and graph the transformation label the vertices. I took the leisure of already putting the functions down. You can find these functions in your notes. Hopefully you still have them. If you don't, you just look on this and write new notes for yourself. So if you're reflecting over the line y equals x, that's this main diagonal, you take your old coordinates and you switch the order, and you'll have your new shape. So right now, C is currently at 0, 1. Switch the order, and you'll have where C prime is. C prime is going to be at 1, 0. There's my C prime. B is currently at -1, 5. Switch the order, and you'll have B prime, 5, -1. So I go to 5, -1. There's my B prime. And then A is currently at -4, 4. Switch the order, and you'll have A prime. So 4, -4, and we'll have A prime. We now have our three vertices connect up, and there's your shape reflected over the line y equals x. Reflecting over the line y equals -x is really similar. You switch the order, but you also switch the sign on both your coordinates. And so if you forgot what the line y equals -x looks like, it's that one. It's the diagonal going through the origin. Our coordinates for A are 1, 2. Switch the order and switch their signs. You'll get -2, -1. B is currently at, here, I'll graph this real quick. So we'll put A prime down. We go -2, -1. There's my new A prime. B is currently at 4, 3. If you switch the order, you'll get 3, 4. We also need to switch their signs according to our little function here. So B prime is going to be at -3, -4. There's our B prime. And C is currently at 3, -3. Switch the order, you'll get -3, 3, and switch the sign on both. You're looking at 3, -3. Oh, yeah. And C's on it, so C prime is going to be right there. Once you have it, connect it up, and there's your new location. Moving on to 12, if you're doing a 180-degree rotation, you take your coordinates and switch the sign on both. So just take each point and you switch the signs. Like A is currently at -4, -3. So when you want to get A prime, you just switch the signs. You'll get +4, +3. B is currently at -3, 0. So to get B prime, switch the signs, you get 3, 0. C is currently at -1, -4. C prime, you just switch the signs, you're going to get 1, 4. And then D is currently at -2, -5. To get D prime, you just switch the signs, +2, +5, and you're ready to go. You just plot these, just plot these 4 points, and that'll be your shape. So I'm going to go 4, 3. There's my A prime. B is at 3, 0. So there's my B prime. C is going to be at 1, 4. So there's my C prime. And then D is at 2, 5. There's D prime. Once you have that, draw it up, and there's our shape. It's just been rotated halfway around. Moving on to 13, the 90 degrees clockwise rotation is you take the coordinates, switch the order, and switch the sign on the second one. So A is currently at 0, 3. To get A prime, switch your order, and switch the sign on the second one. Negative 0 is just 0. So you're just looking at 3, 0 for your A prime. B is sitting at 3, 5. Switch the order and switch the sign on the second one. You'll get negative 3. So I'm looking for 5, negative 3. There's my B prime. And then C is currently at 4, 1. C prime. Switch the order and switch the sign on the second one. 1, negative 4, and that's where our new C is going to be. C prime. Once you have it, connect it up, and there's our shape. 90 degrees clockwise. And on 14, our last one here, the rule is to switch the order and change the sign on just the first one. So A is currently sitting at negative 5, negative 1. If you switch the order, you'll get negative 1, negative 5. I need to change the sign on the first one so I can get positive 1, negative 5. B is currently at negative 4, 2. Switch the order. You'll get 2, negative 4. And switch the sign on the first one. You'll get negative 2, negative 4. As C is currently at 0, 1. Switch the order. And switch the sign on the first one. And you'll get negative 1, 0. So those are our 3 points. Just plot them down. A is at 1, negative 5. There's my A prime. B is at negative 2, negative 4. And C prime is at negative 1, 0. So there's my C prime. And this needs to draw it better. And there we go. All ready to go. There's a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation.